Hi traders, welcome to Elite Currency. My name is Chris and this video is taking a look at the euro dollar and pound dollar. Let's kick off with this euro dollar weekly chart and very important support zone right around here, and price is getting very close to it. 114.50, 115, 115.50 are all important levels for different reasons. 115.50 because of the Wiz level 5 and the previous bottom. 115 because of the round level, and 114.50 because of the 50 fib. So will price basically bounce in this zone? That's the main question, and complete a bearish wave A, move up for wave B, and then down for C. That's what I'm expecting at this moment, but price will have to show bullish candlestick patterns in this zone before I think that indeed the wave A is completed and we will see a move up for wave B. If we get that move up, by the way, expect a head and shoulders pattern, and we could see something like this and a turn around 120, and then the move down again to about 112, which is the 61.8 fib. And the question is this wave A finished sometime soon? Because we are looking at a very extended and strong push down, which is probably a wave 3. All right, so what we're looking for really is a wave 4, one more lower low, and in that case, we've completed 5 waves, and the chances of a wave A then being completed are a lot higher. Now, we're just in a wave 3 with big momentum, and it's not clear whether this wave A is finished sometime soon. Why? Because of the fact that the momentum can easily push forward. After a retracement, for instance, we could easily get one more lower low. So what we're looking for really is, if we get the retracement, for price to bounce at the 21 EMA, look for a bearish setup at the 21 EMA, some candlestick patterns on the 4-hour chart, or breakout on the 4-hour chart, and a continuation for one more lower low. That is a setup that we're keeping an eye on for downside when price gets back to the 21 EMA on the daily chart. A counter trend setup could be if the HMA turns back up like this, and there could be maybe trades back to the 21 EMA, but that's a very small zone, as you can see. All right, and I'm not a big fan of that. I wouldn't trade it myself. For the moment, I like this with the trend setup the most. Another setup could be that if price makes the retracement and the lower low, then to look for candlestick patterns at support around 114.50, 115.50 for a continuation of wave B. All right, for a bounce of wave B, maybe I should say, and at the end of wave A. So those are some trade ideas that we're looking at. Now there could be an immediate follow through to the downside. That there's no need for a move up necessarily. And if we look at lower time frames like the 1-hour and 4-hour charts, we do see that price is making a bear flag, and price could be breaking that bear flag. Now this is a bit tricky zone because of the fact that we are getting close to the target. 115.50 is not so far from now. It's only 50 pips. So intraday trading could be choppy and slow from this perspective, but it is possible that we get a continuation on that time frame. Let's take a look again on the 1-hour chart, and let's zoom out a little bit and add some trend lines like this. That's a resistance trend line, and this is a support trend line, and you can see that there was kind of a falling wedge chart pattern, but price did break a little bit below that, and it's making a flag and now continuing with the break again. So let's see what kind of candle we get at the top of this hour. But if it's a good candle like this, it could be worth even trading on the 50-minute chart, some continuations to the downside. For instance, pullback and continue might be very interesting here. If we get a good 1-hour break of the bear flag, then in that case, I think zooming into the 50-minute chart, waiting for pullback and a follow through makes sense. On a 4-hour chart, nothing really to add. All right, just keep in mind that the target is very close, and eventually I am expecting a wave 4 and a wave 5 to finish wave A. By the way, when you know that the wave 4 is starting, the bigger wave 4, you can also keep an eye on the 21 EMA of the 4-hour chart, by the way. All right, because a break above that, as you can see, would indicate probably a bigger retracement. All right, so far we've stayed more or less below the 21 EMA, except with this particular spot, which is probably a wave 4 of a smaller degree. This was a wave 2. So if we break above the 21 EMA, that could be an indication of a bigger wave 4 starting, and that could basically take price back all the way to, for instance, 118, the 23.6 fib, maybe even 119, which is the 38.2 fib. All right, so small intraday continuation possible towards those targets, then looking for a break above the 21 EMA for a bigger wave 4, then one more lower low, and then a bigger ABC within wave B. All right, hope that wasn't too complicated, but let's take a look now at pound dollar. So basically, price is making a descending wedge at this point, as you can see, and it is looking like a potential bearish breakout is nearby, and this is a bearish pattern if we get a break below the support trend line. Target is 132.50 for the moment, maybe 132.25, and that is the main target because of Fibonacci levels and of course the quarter round psychological level. If it does break below 132.50, I would even reconsider the wave count that I have at this moment, which I think is completing a wave 5. But if we break below 132.50, if pound is that bearish and has that much momentum in it, then I think we're looking more at a wave 3, and that wave 3 could go very, very far. All right. So, and it has already moved far. So let's see. We had a very big consolidation zone here. We had a break pullback, and we're looking at a continuation as we speak. And I think that that continuation, for the moment, seems likely towards 132.50. And then we'll have to wait if price can break below that particular support zone. If we put a fib on last week's candle, you can see 132.35 is the maintenance 272 target, and if it breaks below that, it can even fall to further fib targets. Going back to lower time frames, last week was, by the way, a very bearish candle. We already talked about that in the last video. So otherwise, I don't think there's anything particular to mention. There is, on the 1 hour chart, of course, good to keep an eye on this breakout candle. Will we get a breakout or not? Can be measured on the 1 hour chart or the 4 hour chart. Just looking at this candle, we need a candle close that is near low. We need a candle close that is preferably below 133. And I think in that case, we could see a follow through on the 15-minute chart, for instance, and we might see a basically break, pullback, continue. Not sure if there's enough space for that, because as I said, 132.50, 132.35 is so close by, it might just break and continue in one shot. So, you know, either you wait for that pullback or you wait for the break of 132.50. I think that in our case, we'll probably rather wait for the break of 132.50, but we might consider pound dollar shorts, short setups, if we get a pullback without hitting the main target. All right, so we'll need a pullback like this and a continuation, and we would think about it for trading the 15-minute chart. So that's basically our view at the moment. We'll have a new update, of course, on Thursday. Thanks, and wish you all good trading. Please check out, of course, our website, elitecurrency.com, for more free material and free analysis, and see you soon. Cheers.